All right, guys, we're back at it for day 3. We're going to start today off with 3 rounds of 50 jumping jacks. Jumping is not a great option. We could just kind of shuffle our legs left to right. We're going to do 5 Yago push-ups, starting in that perfect push-up position. Perfect push-up lower, point our toes, hips stay down, press our torso up, tuck our toes. And make sure that you guys spend some time in that shoulder flex position because we are going to be going overhead today. And then we're going to do 10 air squats, nice and controlled, slower tempo down, slight pause at the bottom, stand tall. Make sure that you maintain an active position in that squat and only squat as deep as your ability to hold a good position. We're going to keep things simple today and we are going long, 24 minutes. A little bit of work, a little bit of rest. Remember, when we're working for this duration of time, we're working aerobically, it's really important that we focus on how we breathe and our breathing rate as we move through this training session. So this is going to be a little bit different of a longer piece than we're used to. This one's going to be a little bit higher intense, but also have some slivers of rest in there. So on minute 1, we're going to do 8 to 10 burpee tuck jumps or 8 to 10 burpee squats. Rest the remaining portion of the minute. Minute 2, we are going to do 8 to 12 seated presses, dog push-ups, or we're going to do, if we have access to a one-arm object, we're going to do 4 to 6 one-arm shoulder to overheads. Minute 3, we are going to do a 30 to 40 second wall sit hold. You guys can add weight to that if you want to. And then minute 4, we are going to do 60 mountain climbers. That's 30 per side. We won't work past about 30 to 40 seconds on each minute. Okay, so on our burpee tuck jumps, this is going to simulate a burpee box up. So if you guys have a chair, a bench, or a box that you can jump to or step to, by all means utilize that. This is probably going to be the most challenging station. We don't want to work past that 30 to 40 second time frame. And remember, when we're doing longer every minute on the minutes, we want to make sure that we earn as much rest as we can and work with a sense of urgency to knock all of our reps out so that we can rest. So on our burpee tuck jumps, what we're going to do is use the same style of burpee that you use, all right? Whether we go no push-up burpee, come up, tuck, jump up. Maybe we go full burpee, tuck, jump up. We're not stringing these reps together super fast. We want to make sure that we're jumping and landing in a good position. If jumping is not a great option, then what we'll do, a burpee squat. Okay, minute 2, we want to press something overhead, 8 to 12 reps. You notice we have a range on some of these sets. If you guys are crushing it at the beginning of the range, push through, potentially not going further than the end of the range. So we have 8 to 12 reps here. I would encourage you guys, use the same object that you used yesterday on the weighted floor press for our seated press. We also have a one-arm option, and we also have a down dog option that I'll go over with you. So if we're going to utilize the same item that we used yesterday on our weighted floor press, we're just going to grab this item. We're going to sit in a tall torso position. All right, we're going to start here, press, finish, arms in line with the ear, back down. Okay, full range of motion, or at least full earned range of motion. That's going to be option 1, probably one of our most popular and easiest options. Second option is going to be a little bit more challenging. A lot of you guys are familiar with our down dog handstand push-up. We're going to start in our down dog position. Okay, arms in line with the ears. We're going to lean towards our fingers and touch our head to the ground and press up, back through. If you notice, when my head is on the ground, I'm in almost like a tripod position. My head is the peak of the pyramid, my hands are the base of the pyramid, and I'm pressing through my palms, finishing. Okay, that's going to be a little bit more challenging of an option. So if you guys are strong at pressing overhead, try this one on out. A couple faults we're going to see on this one is just going straight to the ground like this. You see how my head is in line with my hands and my elbows are, I want to make sure that doesn't happen. Lean towards your fingers, and when your head is on the ground, make sure it's in front of your fingers. Okay, If you can lower with control and press out with control for at least 5 to 6 reps, this is probably a good option for you. It is a decent amount of reps, so make sure if you guys are choosing this option, you're doing it right. And then the last option we have, we're just gonna cut reps in half. We will do 4 to 6 one arm shoulder to overheads. Ideally, you're using a weight that's gonna force you guys to use your legs, but some of you might be limited to what you have access to. So we can either press the weight overhead, ideally push press, or if we have challenging enough weight, we can push jerk it. Okay? Choose the option that's gonna challenge you, but is also gonna fit your ability level. All right, minute 3 is gonna be a 30 to 40 second wall sit, just like we talked about on the previous minutes. 30 seconds is cake, push it to 35, don't exceed 40 seconds. Pretty straightforward. We do not want to treat this like an air squat though. We don't wanna be super deep on the wall. Find a wall that you can sit up against, okay? Put your whole back up against the wall with your feet out in front of you, and then just slide down to where your legs are right at parallel, okay? We want our quads to be shaking and we want to work our quads here. Make sure your heel is underneath your heel. Excuse me, your heel is relatively stacked underneath your knee, okay? And arms are up. We don't want to be here, all right? You can feel pretty quickly how challenging this is, just body weight. If you guys want to make these a little bit more challenging, take your weight, all right? Put it on your legs. Okay, 30 to 40 seconds there. Okay, the last minute when we do our mountain climbers, you kind of have 2 options on how you can approach this. If you guys are fatigued from your first 3 minutes, just move your way through this. Don't move further than the 30-second time frame, and keep intensity relatively low. If you guys are feeling good and you want to push yourself, try to knock out 60 mountain climbers, that's 30 per side, before that 30-second time frame. Now, this is what we're looking for. Perfect push-up position. Okay, we don't want our hips too high, and we certainly don't want our hips sinking low. And all we're gonna do is drive our knee up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? And we're gonna count. Every time we drive a knee up, is gonna be 1. We're gonna go for 60 reps. So just remember, if you guys are fatigued, take this station relatively simple. Don't push yourself. Don't work past 30 seconds. If you're feeling pretty good, push yourself. 60 reps, try to get it done under the 30-second cap. You're most certainly gonna need some down-regulated breathing after that 24-minute piece. So let's end the session with about 30 breaths in a crocodile position. So let me walk you through it. Belly down, one hand makes a fist, other palm on top of the fist, and then we just relax our forehead down to that hand. The intent behind this piece is to focus on nasal breathing only, and 360-degree circumferential expansion through our diaphragm. So all that means is big words for belly, obliques, and lower back expanding as we inhale and contracting as we exhale. When you start this off, think about 2 to 3 second inhale, 2 to 3 second exhale, and as you creep towards those 20, 25, 30th breath, try to extend that inhale and exhale to 3, 4, 5 seconds long. Nobody expected us to be in this position 3 days in, training from our own homes. If you guys have taken part Monday, Tuesday, and this day at home, haven't missed a step in your routine, haven't used these circumstances of having no power, not having access to our facility or ideal equipment, or just downright being flat out cold, to get your training in, kudos to you. Keep an eye and ear out. We're gonna continue to update you guys on when we can open the gym. Looking at the forecast, it seems like things are gonna start clearing on up as we move into the weekend. So we're looking at ending the week by opening the doors at B Gym and getting your butt back into a routine. You guys make it a great rest of the day. If you take part in this training session, make sure that you post your sweaty selfies, photo or it didn't happen.